However, and we'll get into this in a second, for picking up the paces through the winter months when we want to keep our turnover going so we're not arriving on the starting lines. And we're back to the studio for a running shoe review. It's been a minute on this channel where I've done a running shoe review, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2 Runshield, okay? But I had to say it on Twitter yesterday. Listen, I'm so happy I did not, let's say 18 months ago, pivot this channel away from the essence and the core of what we have here at DGR. Okay, I mean, it's like the boogie down runner showing up in Central Park, giving me this shirt, also cheering for me on the race in New York City. It's like the depth of communication, inspiration, dedication, sacrifice on this channel that just goes beyond running shoes. Like, I don't want to be a shoe tuber. I realize, like, some people find the channel because they're searching, okay, Saucony, Endorphin Speed 2 Runshield, which is great. But at the end of the day, it's so much more than that. So thanks for your patience if you are subscribed for the running shoe reviews. But at the end of the day, it's so much more than that. Again, a shout out to everybody in New York City. Such a great weekend last weekend. Okay, here we go. Let's dive into it. 72-mile full review. It's been, this again, I think I hit 72 miles in this shoe a month ago, and I just didn't have time to do the full review. That's like the beauty of this channel. We're not reliant on this, on shoes. Anyway, I digress. Here we go. 72 miles, 35 in the heel, 27 in the forefoot for an 8mm drop. I did see one other report of a slightly higher stack height, but we're going to go with 35 and 27. Women's size 8, men's size 9 on your screen. And let me just turn on the scale here. It's been a little while. Okay, let's just fire it up. Fire it up. Here we go. I believe we're looking at 7.1 ounces. It is, oh boy, where is it? A half an ounce lighter than, do I even have it? Oh, here it is. Here it is, the Speed 2. It's a half an ounce lighter, everybody. That's unbelievable. So there's my score for the weight, 8.25 out of 10. Moving on to that engineered mono mesh. So I should say the Speed 2 that was released in July was like 7.5, 7.6 ounces. Okay, engineered mono mesh, water resistant, Runshield. I'll talk about that in a minute. Great lockdown. I just love the lockdown of the Speed lineup. I don't know about you. The pocket in the back. So let's do the heel counter. Yeah, strong, not a tank, but strong, okay? And let's do, the twist test. Well, we'll get to that in the midsole here in a second. But at the end of the day, let me just confirm, yep, semi-gusseted through the tongue, which I love. And is this an added, okay, wait a minute, hold on. This might have been something I did not notice. Wait a second. No, it's still there. Okay, it's got a little pocket here on the tongue to just help you get a nice snug fit as you're putting the shoe on. All right, so on to the water resistance. I'm gonna say not as water resistant as the Peg 37 Shield, okay? I haven't tested officially the Peg 38 Shield yet, but the Peg 37 Shield in 2020, I was pretty impressed with. However, this shoe is 2 ounces, 2.5, maybe 3 ounces lighter than the Pegasus. So I think that considering the weight, this upper is pretty amazing, all right? And the fact that it's not over 8 ounce, like it didn't gain weight, I'm actually kind of blown away by that. So overall water resistance, I don't have a scale to give it a score. I mean, if I had to pick a number, this is not part of this official scoring system, I'd probably put it at about a 7.5, probably average, okay? Compared again to some other Gore-Tex shoes that are out there. However, and we'll get into this in a second, for picking up the paces through the winter months when we want to keep our turnover going so we're not arriving on the starting lines in March, April, May with these kind of slow, sluggish molasses legs. This shoe is going to be a great option, okay? So that's, anyway, it's a fine line compared to having maybe too much Gore-Tex that bumps the weight of the shoe way, way up. So there's my overall score. Midsole Power Run PB, that nylon plate in there. Oh man, that nylon plate, butter to the bread, it's still saucy in this Shield shoe. Speed roll technology, it's this forward geometry that creates a lively rolling feel underfoot through your gait cycle. I mean, when I took this, it's so lively. I love the ride of any of the speed shoes. And I often get the question, should I buy the Pro or the Speed in the Endorphin line? A lot of times I say the Speed. I know the Pro is lighter, and I realize the price difference isn't incredibly high, but man, this Speed, it just feels so peppy under step. I don't know how else to describe it. Different than the Rebel, definitely different than the Nova Blast, different than the Mach. It just is lively. Oh, okay, let's do the durometer. You know what I wrote in my mental notes is bouncy ball. It's not, you know, it's different than but it's just like a bouncy ball feel as I stick my thumbs in there. Oh, and if you want a shoe to train in and race in for your half marathon or marathon through the winter months, boom, there it is. Okay, moving on to that outsole, okay? It's this cold track outsole technology for a little better performance on those slick roads. Now listen, it's not freezing yet in Colorado, so I have not had a chance, full disclosure, to test this on ice or snow yet. We've actually had a very mild October, November. Usually we've had a snowstorm in Denver at this point. We're really late on the snowstorm front, so I haven't officially tested, full disclosure. But I'm gonna give the score a little low on the outsole because I gotta say, Saucony, and again, I haven't tested yet, I think we're gonna want, at higher speeds, a little more bite for those slick paved roads, slick concrete, but you still wanna pick up the paces, but every now and then you hit not an ice spot, not like full on ice, but just a slightly slick area where there's a little bit of snow or a little bit of frost. You know what I'm talking about out there. And I don't foresee this outsole gripping incredibly, like I want a little more ridges or something on that outsole, just so you are aware. Okay, moving on to the fit and comfort. Fit, true to size, amazing. It might be a little snug for you through the toe box, keep that in mind. I prefer a snug fit through the toe box. Comfort score, pretty standard. It's not like, again, it's not like a Rebel V2 or even a Nova Blast. Like, it's fine. It's a fine comfort score, but nothing jumping out at you crazy, crazy. Positives and drawbacks, lighter than the Speed 2 is my positive, and the drawback is that outsole durability prediction. I'm gonna stick with about 400 miles, maybe 500 for that full midsole benefit. And so it's similar to the Speed 2 durability prediction. Okay, how will I use this shoe? Man, I might have to, well, we'll talk about my 2022 racing schedule. Might have to get another pair. I'm just getting, and that's a big sign. Actually, let's do it right now. Price point, $180. They're not giving it away, but would I buy it again? I would. That's how excited I am about the upper, keeping the water out, but more so just that speed roll technology picking up. And again, I want to test that outsole for all of you once we get a little snow here in Denver, which has just not arrived yet. So I would buy it again, everybody. And on other shoes to buy, I mean, the Peg 37, Peg 38, Shield, I mean, it's just, it's like, it's so heavy. That's the only shoe I'm going to put up because all the other Gore-Tex shoes out there, most of them are just heavy. And you're not going to want to use those for tempo days. For tempo days, picking up the pace days, which is how I would use the Speed 2 Runshield, all these names, everyone. Here we go. Moving on to the shoe quick specs. All right, soak it in one more time. All right, midsole Power Run PB, cold track outsole, $180. And I'm a little surprised the full review score was not a little higher, actually. I thought it would come a little closer to the 8s, but at the end of the day, it is that outsole. And I'm being a little tough on it. And who knows, maybe the score will have to adjust if it does end up gripping at a high level on the ice and snow. Here we go, comment of the day. Pulling it from the Speed 2, a full review from, I think, July, roughly, right around then. Here we go. Seth, you just need to carbon plate your next Studio and call it the Studio Elite or Studio Pro. I like it. I think I asked in the 3 months ago before we had moved what I should call now this space, which is the temporary space as we build out the official space in the other room next door. So anyway, that was from Doug Moore. Thank you, Doug, for the comment of the day. Question of the day, totally random, has nothing to do with running shoes. Well, maybe it does. But this is funny. I like to spice it up a little bit. Talk about shoes, but also talk about life. And I think this gives a little insight into some folks out there in the DGR family around the world. What song do you have completely memorized, and why that song? For me, it would have to be Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Come on, I'm a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, huge fan. That was my band that my buddies in high school and middle school, we listened to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, here we go. We will toss it to, actually, we'll do the Pegasus 37 Shield. In case you're interested, hopefully I can find it. Should be able to, right there, Pegasus 37 Shield. And again, I haven't tested the 38. Nike, if you're listening, send me the 38, 8. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.